Lies, lies, lies.
China is expensive. Before we start this video, please subscribe to the channel and support this family. Good day, everyone. Welcome to Humbled Nature, where we spread the gospel of Christ and make handmade bath and body. But today we are not doing either one of those. I will be talking about things I wish somebody had told me before I moved to China. I did not go to China out of my own will, but God led me to go there because 2 weeks before I left to go to Cyprus for university, I was told, apply immediately, you're going to China. But that's another story. God worked so miraculously in that story. But now I am going to talk about the things that I wish someone had told me before I had gone there.
Do you really want to go to China?
I ask this in the most polite way. Do you really want to go to China? The cultural difference is real. When I first got there, I was so surprised to find that spitting was normal. They can spit on the bus, on the subway, in a cab, anywhere outside. They're okay with just spitting. So when you're standing maybe in the bank, best believe you might just hear the sound. Yeah, and then there's a spit. That, I was there for 5 years. I heard that every day, but I just couldn't get used to it. Until today, I cannot get used to it. The other thing is, if you are a foreign person, the Chinese people want to take pictures of you and pictures with you. If you're black, they even want to touch your hair, they want to touch your skin. So don't be surprised if you find a Chinese person who comes up to you, rubs their hands on your skin, and then they look at their palm to see if there's any dirt. Apparently they think black skin is dirty. That's a different one. I'm not even going to get into that one. I'm not even getting into that one. In regards to taking the pictures, when you first get there, it's entertaining. You also want, to take pictures with them, and then you can send to your family and say, oh, hey, look, I am hanging out with my new friends and whatnot. But it gets to a point where you're so tired of it, because every day you're meeting new people. You get on the subway, there are like 2 million people using the subway every day. So you can best believe you're never going to run into the same person. So each new person you run into, they want to take a picture of you, or they want to take a picture with you. And if you tell them no, some of them just insist that they have to take a picture of you. And sometimes you'll be coming from a long day, you just want to get home, and this person next to you keeps on nudging you like, take a picture of me. It gets really annoying. So that's something you might want to look out for. Please be sure to go to one of the big cities. If you get a job offer or a scholarship in one of the small cities, chances are you will probably be the only foreign person there. And you do not want to do that. Your social life will be so horrible. There's no one who speaks English in these cities, so it'll be just you and your workmates. There are no other foreign people. It'll be so depressing. I know a lot of people came in and they said, oh, I was given a work contract at such and such city where there is zero foreign people. So they're constantly moving up and down between the major cities so they can actually have a social life. So the cities you should be looking at are Shanghai, Hangzhou, Beijing, and Guangzhou. So those cities, they have a lot of foreign people. That is, they're major cities that attract a lot of people. So you might want to decide to choose living in one of those cities. Be financially set for at least the first 3 months. There is so much misconception that life in China is not expensive, and that is a huge lie. Shanghai was ranked number 6 in the most expensive cities to live in. That was in 2019. Living in China is not cheap at all. Well, I am from Zimbabwe, right? And we have this theory that when you get to China, everything is just laying on the ground because everything is so cheap. You go there, you can pick up a phone. You go there, you find your cheap Brazilian hair everywhere.
Lies, lies, lies.
China is expensive, so you have to be financially set. If you're going there as a student and you want to live off campus, be sure you have enough money for 3 months rent in advance, because you cannot pay rent per month. They want it in advance. So 3 months or 6 months, just be sure you know how much you need. You have to look at your budget. As a student, do not go to China thinking you are going to get work immediately. It is very hard to get a job in China. Firstly, students are not allowed to work at all. And secondly, the Chinese are very, very particular. Most people, they work there as English teachers. So they have a list. Here's the list. Somewhere here, right? Yeah. They have a list of countries that they say are native English speakers. So one of the African countries, well, the only African country on that list is South Africa. So most foreign students who are from Africa, they end up lying that they are from South Africa, unfortunately. And that's how you might be able to get a job. We have students who also say, I am from Canada, I am from Australia, I am from the US. But you know, whatever country you're going to choose, please be sure you have the accents to go with it. Because sometimes you can say I am American, but
you have this funny accent going on. The English not so clear.
You get what I mean, right? If you're going to say you're American, at least, I don't know, just put up with it, okay? You have to keep up with it, because there are also other workmates that you're going to meet there who are actually from these countries. So now trying to keep up with them, and you're saying I'm American and you're sounding not so, or Australian or British, whatever you decide to do, please be sure you can live up to whatever image that the Chinese want you to live up to. It's so sad, but you know, these are things that happen. We're trying to get the money. If you're going to China for work, do not take any less than 18,000 RMB per month. And that is if you are going as an English teacher. The Chinese people want to lower their costs as much as possible. So you find that they offer you 10,000, they can offer you even 8,000. There are people who came to China and they were earning 10,000. The school was promising them 10,000, and you know, you'll be thinking, oh my gosh, I'm earning 10,000, my rent is paid for, I have just this extra money to do everything with. No, it is way less than what you should actually be making. If you're going to China for work, be sure to notarize all of your documents. You have to get them authenticated. That way you don't have the hustle of sending back your documents back home so that they can get authenticated. Please just make sure you do that before you even get there. If you are not from a native speaking country, be sure you have TOEFL or IELTS if you want to teach English. When you have either one of these documents, you stand a higher chance of being employed. Also, if you're from a native speaking country and you have either one of these, you stand higher chances of earning a lot more if you have either one of these documents. As a student, if you do not find employment, please don't try any other funny tricks, okay? Just go to school. I know a lot of students who are serving up to 14 years in prison in a Chinese prison because they were caught selling marijuana, dealing drugs. They just ended up doing the wrong thing to get money. If you cannot find a job, it's okay. Just do what you went there for, which is school. Just do that. When you get to China, you aren't going to run into a lot of people who speak English. So you need translators. And the best one that I personally used is Pleco. It's a really good one. Sometimes you can even type in full sentences and then you just show them, hey, I'm looking for this. They read it and then they reply you. That's the best way of communicating with them when you first get there. So be sure to have that app. And you will also need a really good map, like Google Maps. Yeah, just have such apps in your phone because they're going to help you with your everyday life before you're actually able to communicate with the locals. As a Christian, I urge you to join a church as soon as you get there. It is so easy to get caught up in the nightlife that goes in Shanghai or in Hangzhou. I am going to link down the addresses for a church in Hangzhou and a church in Shanghai. If you're going there as a student, please be sure the university that you're choosing has had foreign students before. I mean, you can see that through the pictures, the gallery, and see if they have other foreign students before you. This is because the communication between the school and foreign students is broken. I was at a university where there are maybe 5 older generations above me, but the communication between the school and us was still so poor. We just could not understand each other. Chinese people are okay with just waking up tomorrow and say, we need this done. But with us, it's like, come on, can you tell us in advance so that we can get things ready? So be sure the university you're going to has had foreign students before, and with that, you might have better communication with the university. The best advice I can give to a straight A student or someone who is really focused in school like that is don't go to China. I know it sounds so bad, but the education system there, it's not the best. When I went there, I was that person who was like, school, school, school. And then after a couple of years, I was like, wait, hold on a second. Am I really sure of what I'm doing here? Because the syllabus that we're studying, it was just awful. It was really bad. I was doing things that I did in high school, in university, and it wasn't like I am elevating. It was actually sometimes I am actually going down. So many unnecessary classes. There's one class that we took, it was called Chinese culture, and we did that for 2 semesters, and it was the exact same thing for 2 semesters. And we're like,
what are you doing?
Why are we doing the same thing over and over again? And in realizing that, I started seeking work, and in doing work, I started investing more in myself and investing outside China, like back home here. And in China, I was just like, you know what? I have my degree. I'm so thankful for it. But honestly, I would not say I learned in school. I learned more about life than I did about school in China. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. But it was certainly not for school. It was just a life lesson, a really long and hard life lesson. But I'm so thankful for it, because if it wasn't for that, then definitely I wouldn't be sitting here today. So that's it, guys. If you have any more questions in regard to life in China or Shanghai, do not hesitate to ask me. You can ask your questions down in the comment section, and I will be happy to answer them too. This is the end of this video. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe to the channel and join the family. Have a wonderful and blessed day.